Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Getting set up here. It's Big Chonis coming to you live Monday morning. Happy President's Day to you all. If you are in the United States, good to see Jay, Mr. Spokel, and Vlad IP in the chat, as well as 28 of my closest friends on this snowy Monday morning here on the East Coast, US of A. And we're watching some very interesting price action on Bitcoin, altcoins, and the crypto market in general. Remember, you guys can follow me on Twitter. I'm at Big Chonis. I'm a cryptocurrency trader, investor, mentor, chart psychologist. I'm also a featured contributor to Bitcoin Live, and I like doing these Bitcoin podcasts for you guys on YouTube. A couple tweets I put out yesterday, just looking at a couple things here. Remember, Bitcoin, we're still in this wedge. We are just right there testing our top of our line here, which has rejected our price action numerous times. We're watching strong Bitcoin daily close yesterday, as well as a rising RSI as well. And listen, this is bringing up Bitcoin Cash looking a lot better. Ethereum really driving this market here as well. Guys, will also do online mentoring. Please feel free to check out my website, chonistrading.com. And feel free to reach out to me if you have interest in any of my online mentoring sessions. Just fill out this little thing down here, send me a message. I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can. All right, let's get into it here, talking about Bitcoin. And listen, we are right at the edge here. So I want to go to my Bollingers for a second. So we've been watching this channel here. I'm going to close this here. Okay. So we're watching this channel, and we've been watching the resistance that has been held on the channel here. Let's make that red. Here. So we've hit this channel 3 times, and now we are very close to hitting it for a 4th time. And I like the fact that we're hitting it for a 4th time. Normally, these 4th time hits, whether it's bullishly or bearishly, can be those charms that can really break the price action through. We were able to range on our lower channel support, find that little support guy right there, coinciding with this support here and this support here, range higher, break through our middle channel resistance, backtest that guy a couple times here, and then zoom. So we're watching us get very close to one more tap of this descending line of resistance, which is, we're talking about wicks here, but we're basically right there. I mean, this is really it. $3,800. We're there. We're just there. We're hitting it right now as we speak, really. And we really want to see this thing blast through if the bulls are kind of really assert themselves and get this sucker over 4K. Now, I want to go to my daily chart. I want to just hide my little things here, and let's look at this daily candle so far. We still have half the day left. We still have 11 hours left in this day to see kind of where this momentum can take us here. We also have a confirmed bull cross on our EMA 12 and 26. I'm going to pull back my Bollingers because, listen, once we were able to regain our middle Bollinger support, upper Bollinger resistance was our target. And we can see we constantly get wicked out. 1, 2, 3. We touched it here. 4, 5, 6. Okay, we cannot get above and close above our upper Bollinger. So is today the day where that trend changes, where we don't have a very high upper wick? We can definitely have consolidation, but we want to close above our upper Bollinger, which would be for the first time in this corrective pattern, and could potentially establish a trend up move in our Bollingers. They're still pretty wide here and they're expanding. We'd like to see our lower BB begin to curve higher, and that can be accomplished with bullish action in our pricing continuation. So we got that. So that's our Bollinger. That's on our daily chart there. We did close a new weekly candle yesterday, and listen, there was talk about this being a bearish hanging man. Personally, I like the fact that we had a very tight body and a very short lower wick here. The fact that we only came down less than halfway down the corrective candle of the previous week on a lower volume profile basically show that the seller's exhaustion of the weak follow-up after that nice bullish break was truly imminent. and now allows us to target these other key areas here of resistance. So what are we talking about here? Well, we still have my EMA 12 and 26 up on the chart, as well as our middle Bollinger. Now, EMA 12, which, let's face it, we rejected it, rejected it, rejected it, rejected it. So there's history of EMA 12 rejection, which is right now 39.20-ish in the weekly prospects here. So a good start to the week, a good roundup here. And overall, what we really need to achieve is an equilibrium break. So what are we talking about here? We have a low, we have a high, we have a higher low, and now we're putting in a higher high on our last area. Overall, we got to get above 4K and close 4K. That would be actually an equilibrium break. We have seen that already in Litecoin. We're probably seeing it in ETH now too, and Bitcoin, kind of the lagger here, but has been ranging, allowing our altcoins to really take advantage of this. Let's go back to our daily chart here. Look at a couple indicators. Remember, we are above our upper Bollinger daily. Okay, now we have history. When we do that, we get wicked out, we get rejection, we get wicked out. So this would definitely be notable if we can close above our upper BB. Now, whoo, doggy. RSI daily blasted through this near-term resistance here. Okay, this blue section, resistance, 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 smash. Okay, and we smashed through 60, we smashed through 65. So the only thing that's really left here in the near term is the 76 resistance, which I'm going to raise this guy to there and put here. And that is our nearest term RSI resistance other than our 70 area, okay, our frothy bullish 70 line as well. So really strong move here in our RSI, shows that there's strength, and it shows there's momentum, and also shows that we have a little bit more running room before we get to some historic resistance areas all along the way. Looking at our daily stochastic here, we were watching this, and I tweeted about this yesterday, about how our stoch had running room to get back up here and retest our 100 line once again. We didn't actually hit it with our trailer, we did hit it with our leading, and we got running room to do just that, to basically whipsaw back up here and retest this 100 line if Bitcoin's bullishness remains. Now our MACD has been trending, looking good, and there it is. There's our break of our declining MACD histogram. We actually are now putting in a higher one. Currently spreading out here, we have our leading indicator above our zero line and not yet on our trailer. Remember, our trailing indicator has not been above our zero line since September. And that was actually a pretty brief move there. So good looking histogram here. And remember, we like to keep an eye on the length of our bullish histograms. The last one was 32 bars long. This one is currently 10 bars long. So there's a potential for actual bullish continuation here based on running room in our MACD. This is our TDIGM. Basically, it's EMAs that correspond with a Bollinger. We have expansion here. Our green is above. We don't like to get our red too far above our upper Bollinger or even our lower Bollinger. When it does that, it doesn't last very long. And we have running room to get back up there. So this is beginning to expand bullishly, continuing here with running room. Look at that. So our OBV oscillator was looking pretty crappy and shot up finally back to the positive. Once again, there is running room here if we can put in a higher mountain than what we've been used to in the past. Let's see here. CMF bounced nicely off of our zero line. We did that last time too, got that retest. And as long as we can hold above our zero line in our CMF, we definitely will show good money flow coming into this market. And lastly here, we have our OBV, and so we were watching this lower low here. We actually hit a lower low on our retrace of our Bitcoin bullishness we had last week, and this was a little ominous to me because we put in a lower low in our OBV with a higher low in our price action still, but we have compensated for that And remember, we're still in a lower low, still in our OBV, but a higher high, obviously, in our price action. So I'm going to keep watching this to see if we can break this trend, because I'd like to see our OBV more consistent with our price action. And right now, we're still a little weak there on the OBV. And lastly, here, listen, this is our longs and our shorts, and we'll definitely talk about that in a moment. This is our spread. Look at longs just cranking here, okay? Now, longs still have a little bit more running room to ATH levels, which we hit back in March, April here. 39,000 contracts. We're at 36,000. We also have our shorts here. Just they looked like they were really starting to charge here, and then they just kind of like, nope, not yet. So, that's something we'll take a look at as well. So Bitcoin hitting right against an area where we expect it to get initially rejected. This is our upper line here. Let's have some coffee. This is our upper line of resistance that we've touched 3 times. This is our 4th tap. There it is. Let's hug this sucker, okay? Let's hug this upper line here, maybe. Little this. And then potentially we could get that continuation expansion, and really see, how strong this price action is. There are possibilities, as I said, if we can get through this resistance line there, a lot of our double touch of the 4K areas, 1, 2, 3, are definitely in play with a breakthrough of this line, turning this resistance line into a support line. Okay, I want to hide this. I want to hide this. I want to bring in my Ichimoku. And I'm going to hide my EMA 26 and my EMA 12. Okay, so check this out here. Now, we have been targeting our lower cloud resistance forever. Didn't have the oomph here, didn't have the oomph here, didn't have the oomph here. But now look how close we are. Finally, freaking close to this thing. Haven't touched it yet, and that puts us just a little bit higher than where we currently are now. Now, listen, I expect this area as well, the corresponding with our channel line there, to be that consistent resistance whenever we touch major resistance lines, even with the cloud on the daily. This little tap here, I could see us consolidating here just a little bit, and then seeing if we can really run this sucker into the cloud. We're already bullish above all the lower term time frames, above the cloud, above the cloud, above the cloud, with Kumo twist expansion. Bullish Kumo twist expansion continues. So it's only our daily chart here that still has this bearish cloud outlook. We go to the 12-hour here, and we are up, and above with running room. So keep an eye on this daily here cloud, because that's the determination here for real growth. And listen, if we can get in this thing, you see where the resistance could potentially take us up to. I don't want to get too ahead of our skis here, but once we can get into the cloud daily, which is still our only bearish time frame here, it could be one of those things. What's up, SS Swartz? Yes, you are one of my closest friends here. What's up, Anthony Hardy, Hugo, Gian FC 2001? Good morning to you. My K, hello, guys. Thanks for joining me on this fine Monday. Checking out some fine Bitcoin and altcoin price action. So a little bit more Bitcoin, and then we'll jump back into the alts as well. Okay, so that's our cloud. Kind of high that. Let's take up the TDs, take out some counts here. So I've been noticing something too, and I've been, I watch the TDs a lot, and I almost feel like it's only the higher time frames, um, the 12 hours, the dailies, and even higher, that have been more accurate with exhaustion of TD levels. The 4-hour, the 6-hour, I posted charts on them, but I almost feel like I want to kind of trend away from them, just because we're just seeing like Bitcoin just blow through the lower term exhaustion. Like here's an example here. This is an hourly. We had a red 9, a little consolidation. We had a complete combo 13 there, and then we had just one little price flip that allowed us to continue a bullish momentum here. So we're seeing continuation when we hit 9s, not trend change directions. So I want to stick to more of our higher time frames. Now our higher time frames are 12-hour. Okay, we're on a 6, okay, which means we potentially have another 2 days of running room before we hit this 9er here. Also note where our 9 SR flip would be at 4170, corresponding with our previous 9 top on our 12 hour. Our daily, we're on a green 2, and listen, we get running room for that sucker all the way to 5300, but I'm not talking about that yet. 2-day is on a 6, and a 3-day is on a green 5. And our weekly is on a green 3, and only our monthly is still on a red 7, and this will be a red 7, 1, 2, 3, yeah, and a red 8. Pretty much guaranteed unless we can close above, well, red 7 for sure. Red 8 is tricky there. But listen, this is the monthly candle. This is February. We are more than halfway through the month here, and we are looking like a very good looking monthly candle here, bullishly engulfing last month's previous candle. Volume not that crazy yet. We really want to see that latter half monthly expansion continue, and we're just not seeing that yet. Now, we have to keep a lot of things into perspective here. Yes, we are seeing a bull break. Yes, we are really um, cranking here, and we're basically seeing, some altcoins are really leading the way here. Now, I want to hide my TD. I want to bring in my MA50, 100, and 200. So monthly MA50 still yet to be tested, still rising above 3,000. Again, I still expect this MA50 to be tested at some point, but for now, it's not going to happen anytime soon. It looks like our weekly MA200 has shown twice now to hold support. I like that. We're looking good here. Notice it is also rising closer to almost $3,400 as we go through here. 1 second here. Coffee. And then our daily, we were able to blast through finally our MA50. Now, we did that here. Remember, the MA50 though been major resistance the past week. It's not like we haven't broken through it here, just didn't be able to hold it. Broke through, failed to hold, came back down, resistance. Then finally, we were able to break through and close above, and that was the key. Yesterday's candle closed above, even with the upper wick here. And look at MA100, 3871, okay, falling. Now, our MA100 on our daily, we got history there, people, because look at the MA100. Resistance not even touched. This is our tether FUD wick out, MA100, wick outs. So we have history. The MA100 is not something to be trifled with. And again, an initial touch of the MA100, which so happens to correspond a little bit above our trend resistance line here, that's notable. There's a cluster of resistance here on the $3,800. That's why a blast through bullishly would be really notable in the sense to determine really how bullish Bitcoin could potentially be here. So we have these near-term resistances, and as I said, once we can get through here, so I said on Twitter last night, once we can get through this triangle, okay, then we can start talking about higher other areas to test going up here. But for now, this will be a formidable area of resistance. Now, what does this mean? Bitcoin has been able to range sideways with a bullish intent, and altcoins have been able to capitalize on that. A rejection here or more consolidation here doesn't really spell bearishness yet for the coins, as long as Bitcoin can range and not capitulate, not have a reversal candle. Then we can definitely talk about this continuation of expansion here. So let's get on it with altcoins. I want to just do briefly longs and shorts, and then we'll go right to your altcoins. So Bitcoin longs. Now listen, people. We're cranking here still. Looks like somebody just took some off the table. Yep, someone took some longs off the table here because we're hitting that historic area of resistance. And we're also hitting this historic area back in July where we tapped out of our longs. Now, note, we still have running room to get up to our ATH areas, all-time high, around 40,000 contracts we hit right at the end of March there. So we still have running room here for this bullish expansion. We did have an inverse H&S here, played out very clean, and we like the cleanliness and the structure of this inverse H&S. Very clean. Well, this reminds me of Litecoin a couple of weeks ago, and we saw that expansion. So longs, a little bit more running room potentially. Okay, you know, we saw yesterday's shooting star candle turn into a little bit stronger. And then that expansion continuation there. So longs are still extended. And listen, it's hard for me to be super duper duper bullish in the sense that 4K is on the way when longs are this high. I would much be more comfortable with the 4K on the way when if longs were a lot closer to 30, or at least not as divergently pushed than the shorts are, because the shorts just aren't taking the bait yet. You know, we did hit our line of volatility. We were looking to see that volatility spike happen, okay, which normally coincides with people loading up shorts because either the price has risen again or the price is beginning to fall again. And we kind of see that not happening yet, as shorts are still under leveraged. And listen, there's no sense for there's no short squeeze setup right here. If anything, there's a long squeeze setup at best. Because for now it's not incumbent of that to happen. Now, I would like to see shorts rise into Bitcoin bullishness. You know what I'm saying here? Shorts rising as the price of Bitcoin rises. That would make me more comfortable in the sense that we're going to get a more notable correction. But for now, shorts have running room to rise, and longs have a little bit more running room to rise. And I'd really like to see shorts begin to rise up, even with continuation of Bitcoin bullishness. Okay, and then let me just quickly glance. Anything crazy? Just a couple alts doing something, but nothing crazy there. Okay, so let's talk about Ethereum, because listen, this has been the big winner. This one has really led. Had the best consolidation chart, and I have up here my extension. Now I love using these extensions. I love using fibs, retracements, and fib extensions. Good morning, Jeanette. Hello, Crypto 100. Hello, James Ashmore. Hello, Jay Constant. Hello, Mohammed. Hello, Pars. Hello, Jason Nelson. Thank you guys for joining me. Hello, Maliki Sony. We broke 100. All right, 118 of my closest friends here. I love it. Is my viewers thing working? Nope. That sucks. Okay, so remember, guys, tips are, of course, always appreciated. So we have our $80 to 160. We have our one extension here. We came all the way back. We found our support. And we're losing audio quality. I think we're back now, right? Are we back now? Yep, we're back now. Not sure what happened there. I think we're good. We back? We back. Just test here. Yeah, we're back. Okay, I'm not sure what happened there, but looks like we're green again. So let's keep it going. Okay. So we have held our 328. We are hitting against our 5.5, and look where our golden pocket is, kind of coinciding with our last area of top off resistance. Okay, let's face it. And that area is right around this, 150 area, just barely. So we have this 326 extension. We have a 328 extension. We are working on a 5.5, which is a fib level resistance currently here. And we're talking about how much we could do here. Now, an ideal target when we do these extensions, we love to do one-to-ones. If this was a extension one, we held a higher low, a one-to-one puts us at $180. And in this kind of interesting area of confluence, resistance here and support before we had our next leg down. So a very bullish one-to-one extension to $180 would be killer for that move there. in Ethereum. But let's see, how frothy are we really here? Our RSI blasting through 72 here. Okay, we have resistance historically around 75 and as high as 85 on our daily chart here. So running room and very bullish here in our ETH. This is what we're wanting to see in Bitcoin, this wraparound and another test of our upper area here. MACD looks strong. Everything is angled good. CMF, lots of good money flow coming in here. And OBV has been basically strong and getting stronger as well. So ETH looking good, but let's keep things in perspective here. Been a big move. We're up basically 20% in the past 48 hours. We have to keep these things in perspective. It's important, as I always say, to take profits along the way, but we have to keep a sense here that we're looking pretty good here because Bitcoin is not collapsing, is ranging higher, and is poking above our resistance line. Okay. Now, still, this is the daily. We got lots of time left to see how strong this resistance is here. And remember, we still have our MA 100 to contend with as well, which is right at 3870. Okay, so another maybe $60 higher, we will touch our MA 100. And as we've seen that before, that is a historical wick out resistance area. So let's take a look at Litecoin and do the same thing. Where on our daily, look at that, we had hit MA 200 resistance on Litecoin before. Got rejected pretty soundly, and now look at that, we're blasting through it intraday. If we can break through this sucker and close above intraday, that would be nice. Now, let's do another fib extension, just as we did with Ethereum. Let's do it with Litecoin and see where we are here, because we know Litecoin has been much more bullish and led the market, last week, where Ethereum is basically leading it this week here. So remember we talked about that ideal area for Ethereum to hit, which would be the 1-to-1, putting it around 180. Well, a 1-to-1 for Litecoin is kind of almost there, right? We're kind of almost there at that $48 range, coinciding with these areas of support turned resistance. If we blast through that, then we'd be targeting a 1-2-3 extension, which would put us around $52. Now, that also corresponds with that $50 psychological resistance of Litecoin, which is notable and important to keep an eye on here. Remember, Litecoin, although surging now, it was already bullish. So it's okay for this to be a little more of a laggard and see. Remember, Litecoin has its halving in August. Ethereum has its forking in a week. I think it's a week from today. So we have these kind of news-driven based events that could potentially continue the market moving forward here, as we basically see this happening. Oh, interesting. So we'll go back to that in a minute there. So I want to look at a couple more things here. Bitcoin Cash. This is a very intriguing chart. Wow, look at ETH just blasting through 144 now, huh? Very nice. Where is BHC? There it is. So this is a very intriguing chart here. BCH ABC has been notably more bearish, and well, I shouldn't say that. It was by far the huge bullish winner when it had our December bounce. Bitcoin up 30%, Ethereum up 100%, Litecoin up 100%, Bitcoin Cash up 200%, right? And then some. We went from $80 to $229. So because it was the most bullish then, we've had a longer consolidation period here. Now we have a very interesting looking little HNS here, right? Shoulder, head, shoulder. We're coming up, and we have running room. This is what's so interesting here. We talk about Ethereum. If Bitcoin Cash was as strong as Ethereum is right now, it'd be at $191. If Bitcoin Cash was as strong as Litecoin right now, it'd be a little under $250. We haven't even hit the 236 yet. We haven't even hit the 236 fib extension, which is at $141. Okay, now that doesn't even correspond to anything other than this support turn resistance, and really our major channel price history equilibrium here puts us right more at the 328 exactly, around $165 there. And wow, I did this yesterday, but that'd be almost a 40% move here from our 120s all the way up. So another 20% in play can put Bitcoin Cash to the 160s, corresponding with this area of resistance. Now remember, Ethereum has run hard, Litecoin has run hard. Bitcoin's moving, and Bitcoin Cash has been kind of this laggard here. And along with Bitcoin Cash, we have to also uh, talk about its brother, the SV, which as well has a kind of a similar chart. It had a quicker move, put in a lower low, and this is why I can't use an extension on this, because we put in a lower low. So it's a different chart, but remember, if BCH ABC can run, then BCH SV can also run as well. Let's see here. Anything else? Oh yeah, I want to talk about CME futures. So a couple things here. We opened up with a gap last night. We opened up our futures here. We have a gap right here down to 3575. Now gaps get filled, but we have two gaps. Oh, actually now we have two gaps in the 4 hour. We have a gap here at there it is. 4339. There's a gap right here. There is no gap here. There used to be a gap. This got filled. This got filled with this price action. There was a gap here, and that got filled with that price action. There was a gap there, and that got filled with that price action. So in the 4 hour, we have a gap here at fourth. No, actually, got to go higher here at 4390, 4391 on the 4 hour. Let's keep that in mind here as to, yeah, so this red line here, here's our gap and here's our price. It's a lot of running room there. Okay, now I know there's an hourly gap down here at 3-1 something. It's not on the 4 hour, but it is on the hourly. So we have two current 4 hour gaps, one at almost at $4,400, and then one here, not here, I'll steal you, and then one here, 3573. Okay, so which one gets which one gets clobbered first here? If we are super bullish and if we get up here to this area here, I mean, fill this gap beautifully and then come back down and fill this gap beautifully. I mean, that's an interesting scenario. I don't know. I'm still $4,400, another $600 in the price action of Bitcoin. It's possible. It's very possible. It's potentially even probable, but we know the resistance lines we're hitting in the chart, and let's not get too ahead of our skis just yet. I like the volume very good here, and the market definitely does continue to look like it's very strong, pumping here. Now, what's also encouraging is that Bitcoin has been still kind of the laggard. Bitcoin has running room, while ETH is starting to hit some areas and what have you. So, because Bitcoin has running room, this is actually a very good move and potential for the overall market to continue this continuation of bullish price action, because Bitcoin still has running room if it can, as I said before, get through and close above this line here of resistance. The fact that we're through it by more than the wicks that have consistently kept us down is quite notable. And for now, the bullish expansion seems like the easiest route to take here, until proven otherwise. Let's get some tight price action here on the 15. Nice volume clusters continuing here, really cranking it. We must be way over on the RSI now, getting up to 85 here. Okay, really getting toppy here on our Stoke. I mean, just cranking it here. But remember, lower time frames are becoming kind of irrelevant. The more bullish the market is, the lower time frames become kind of irrelevant, where you can have extremes more so on the higher time frames than on lower time frames than you can on the higher time frames. So I'm going to be sticking to kind of higher time frames, looking at my indicators no more than 4 hours or higher. But look at our 4 hour, I mean, 85 on the RSI here. Like we're really very strong here. Um, and that's why we keep going out to higher time frames, 83 on the 6 hour. 78 on the 12 hour, and then again 68 on the daily here. So what's our weekly at? Weekly's at 39 and near-term resistance at 44. So, we're definitely getting a little frothy here on lower time frames. But remember, higher time frames still suggest running room here, and we like consolidation before expansion. We definitely had enough of it here to see how much we can really take this sucker. Now, remember, let's just do horizontals as well. We're right at, interesting. We are also at this apex line here. Right, that broke bullish right at 38, 20 or so. And that's kind of right where we're hitting up right now. So again, we need to break through here because we can get almost to 4K rather quickly with one more little pop here because we have these windows of limited price action. Oh, windows, that's a good idea. Let's check out our VPVR. And let's go to the 1 hour. Let's close this off. And let's see, where is, yeah, see, we have running room. And then if we can just get above 3,800, like 3,880, we really have a clear air just almost to 4K. See this gap here? This gap was because we went bullish so fast, we went bearish so fast. Very little money between, 3,850 to a little bit below 4K. That's why there's a window here to get through if we can get through it with that next little, pump going up higher there. Wow, up to 141 watching. This is awesome, guys. Hey, guys, remember, give me a thumbs up if you enjoy my content. Give me a like, give me a follow, give me a retweet. Much appreciated. Check out the chat room here. So, yeah, we were touching that daily count now. So let's go back to Bitcoin's daily. I'll pull up my Ichi again. Go to daily. And yep, there it is. So we touched the cloud. Not really yet. Almost touched the cloud. Ah, so close. Oh, so close. Right, we're so close to this cloud here. Remember, we have not touched this sucker yet. And again, initial touches of resistance areas, I expect initial rejections. This was the last time we touched the cloud. The last time we touched the cloud was our last bullish pop before the initial break of 6K. This is notable. Took us all this time, but we're touching our cloud once again. And again, I mean, initially I'd be kind of hesitant for this thing to blast through. I don't know if Bitcoin's really that bullish yet. I'd like to see maybe a day or two here, kind of ridging this lower line. But it's right there again. And again, once we can get in the cloud here, find what was once resistance as support, we have movement and running room potentially in the cloud here. Could you imagine if Bitcoin could be as bullish as Ethereum is right now? Wouldn't that be great? But for now, we're seeing the altcoin take advantage of this Bitcoin stability and ranging and allowing most things to be at least, 5-6% higher. And then a bunch of altcoins as well. You got your outliers that are just, a lot stronger and finding that continuation. EOS tends to be more of a leader when Bitcoin is able to range as well. So 40 minutes later, 150 of my closest buddies. So we're finding near-term resistance. We're a little frothy near-term here. But the market's pretty happy right now, and this $3,800 area Again, consistently finding that resistance, more so importantly with our declining trend channel of resistance. Hey, we got ourselves a tip. All right. AJ Productions, thank you, my buddy. Thank you, my good friend. Much appreciated. Um, so again, this line here is key. This resistance line, this channel, and being able to break through it and to break above it is key because this channel resistance line has set our trend since Thanksgiving. You know, it really has. So a break of this would be quite notable and would again put these other areas, these more bullish potential areas, targets into play. Now, I want to talk again about our daily candle. And remember, we're only halfway through this candle here. And this candle, this gorgeous looking Maribozu as we have currently, remember how bullish we were here. Look at, just compare this candle, this candle, this candle. This is bullish Bitcoin. This is, 3,700 up to 4K. These are $300 move candles here. So let's keep things in perspective here. We don't want to get too ahead of our skis here. We don't want this. I don't want this thing to rocket ship up here in one candle. The longer time this takes through the week, okay, through the week, the more comfort I have to basically, stair step higher, and begin to build, stronger support areas going down. So we have these resistance lines here. We're right at them. We're at our daily cloud. We're above our daily MA50. We're below our daily MA100. And we're very close to both of these suckers right here. We are noting our Bollinger above upper Bollinger resistance here. Okay. And we're still rather tight and rather stable in our Bollingers. So we have running room if we really want to be bullish. And that's the thing that we want to keep an eye on here because this can trend change here, but we need this lower Bollinger to begin to curve higher, basically suggesting that we are in that uptrend that we want. So far, not so much, not so much, but we're definitely not there. Now, I like this expansion here of our 4 hours. Okay, but remember, we have historical precedent that we don't like to be outside of our Bollingers in the 4 hour, like 3 or 4 candles tops, And for now, we're 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on our 5th candle above the upper Bollinger. Now we can give deference to this because we were so tight on our 4 hour. We were so tight on our 6 hour, 4th 6 hour candle, halfway through it above our upper Bollinger. But we can give deference to this this bullishness here because of how tight we were. I think our 12 hour was the one that didn't get that tight there. Okay, it never got that tight and still expanding there. So very bullish here, and we can give ourselves running room because of how tight our Bollingers were, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. We're a little frothy above these areas here, and several candles consolidation would not be the worst thing in the world, to keep this thing just cranking higher here. There's there's all sorts of bullish possibilities with a break of this area here. But remember, Bitcoin doesn't necessarily need to break through like crazy here because we can also just do another Bitcoin ranging consolidation with the chance of bullishness, and that can still allow our altcoin friends to capitalize on that and to continue to see money flowing, into these areas there, kind of crypto wide, But for now, Bitcoin can basically hold in this area here. And listen, where do we really ideally want to hold with any kind of a consolidation? So our wick here that we had a couple days ago, that started this momentum there. Wicked out right at 37.11. We hit it again, double top, we blasted through it. So once what was resistance at 37.11, let's make you red, is now support. It is now support. and an area that we really want to not yield any kind of a Bitcoin consolidation or a pullback. So this is a key area, 3711. Okay, was resistance. Now it's support, and it's okay to kind of chug around this area here until we can find our next oomph. Potentially pushing us a lot higher. But until that happens, with Ethereum over, $140 here, and just pulling back just a little bit. Again, this is fine. This is healthy correction here. We don't want to get too ahead of our skis. This is tremendous volume that's come into these markets here. A good money flow. We haven't seen this money flow consistent, in some time here. It's okay to correct. We see what our daily candles look like, very bullish, very strong. I expect an upper wick in these candles, but I don't expect this to just give back, everything. It's okay for consolidation, consolidation before expansion. We're just started this week. We just started this weekly candle. We are less than a day. Okay, we are less than a day into this weekly candle. There's so much history yet to be written in this weekly candle. We're already looking so much better than last week's candle, but we're so early in this week. Okay, so let's keep this perspective here that we have a long week ahead of us, and we have probably some volatility continuing, and we are still, member, in an overall bear market. We have not broken out of our equilibrium. Here's our high, here's our low, here's our higher low, here's our higher high from here, but our overall higher high still needs to be above $4,100. 167 of my closest friends. Only 50 thumbs up. What's up with that? Let's give me some love here, huh? Look at my viewers chart. Looks like the Bitcoin chart. Just consolidation with expansion. I love it. So what else? What else? What else? What the heck? What the heck? What the heck? Oh. What else? What else? What else? What else? I don't know. You guys got any questions? Yeah, I can look at EOS. Sure. EOS. Do the USD EOS. Okay, so boom, boom. All right, so let's do a couple things here. Interesting. Okay, so weekly middle Bollinger getting very close here. Much more bullish than Bitcoin because we're so far below our weekly middle BB. Not a lot of history with it. We didn't even get close to touching it here. We did find it as support here. So weekly BB 3.5. So only about a quarter below our middle weekly Bollinger. That is notable potential resistance. Let's go to our daily here. So well above our 50, well above our 100 upper Bollinger expansion. MA 200s at $4 and falling. And we did find a little support here and then haven't really touched it since. Let's pull that down. Let's bring up the cloud. See, this is what we want Bitcoin to do. We want Bitcoin to enter the cloud, consolidate a little bit, and then blast into it once again. And because we can enter the cloud in the higher time frames, we do like to target, our basically our complete span. So there's resistance. We get higher into the $3 range there. We get a bullish Kumo twist here as well. Check out the TDs, any notable counts on the higher time frames. Let's see, a 6 on the 12, a 4 on the that, and anything on the 2-day or 3-day. Still mid, 5. So we're still mid counts here. So we still have running room on the TDs as well. Nothing too overextended. 6-hour Bookley is gorgeous back-to-back handlebars here. That's the kind of volume you want to see. Let's go back to our daily. RSI just hitting 70 there. Okay, might find a little resistance there. And lastly, let's see what our 1-to-1 is. Boom. So we got here, we got to here, we consolidated to here, and we are right at our golden pocket extension. And this is an area where I actually do expect that resistance here, in this area here because of this extension, because of our previous double top off here, right at 3.20, and we got as high as 3.32. So there's notable resistance here, but after that, wow, after that, we kind of could have clear air all the way up to the 1-2-3. But listen, let's just keep it conservative and just target a 1-to-1. So that'd be, yeah, again, that corresponds with other areas of resistance right at the point three, or at the $3.85 area, because that would get us closer to our MA 200, to a 1-to-1 extension. And, interesting pullback cluster here, and then right there, this was our strong support, turn resistance, back test. So there's lots of confluence here at the 1-to-1, this support, turn resistance, and our MA 200 right at around $3.85, which could potentially show the opportunity for another, almost 20% move in EOS. Now, this would correspond with, let's face it here, Bitcoin has to be over 4K for something like that to happen. So we're talking about across the board bullishness would have to transpire with a move like that on EOS, because that's the key there. So yeah, I'll do a little XRP. Why not? XRP, USD. So we haven't even hit the MA50 yet on the 100. Did we double top? No, we just barely put in a higher low there. You know what? What is the BTC? Yeah, see, this is looking a little bearish just because it's not running as strong. Yeah, look at that. XRP BTC is down because it's not finding the bullish divergence to Bitcoin. So Ripple's a little weaker here. It's a little weaker, and the fact that the pullback after the bounce literally brought us to that double bottom, I almost want to think about Ripple as more of that descending triangle all around, like that. Just because we did touch our double bottom once again, we basically find, get that right there. So maybe a little bit running room here to retest this line of resistance, but this is by far a more of a bearish chart from a standpoint of comparing it directly to Bitcoin. We're not seeing that bullish divergence like we have seen in Litecoin, like we've seen in Ethereum, and some others moving as well. All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin one more time, and then we'll just call it a show. Bitcoin's crashing. We're crashing all the way down. We just lost $20 in the past 15 minutes. What are we to do? Come on, we knew that we were kind of find resistance here. It's fine. We were logical to find resistance. We want to find resistance here. We don't want to just blast through this thing. We want to find resistance and consolidate, build on some of these gains we've had in the past 24 hours, and then live to fight another day and to maybe blast through. As I said before, the week is just getting started. We have a lot more time to go to see how this plays out. Because we're hitting this key resistance area here, it's okay to find some consolidation in this area here. But listen, alt can remain very strong with Bitcoin holding above 3711. resistance, now turns support. I don't want to lose it. So we can even consolidate from here. Another $100 is okay. I don't want to see that. I don't even think we're going to see that. But as long as we keep Bitcoin above 37.11, okay, and confirm that this double top is now support, then we can definitely move up. And that's what I'll be watching to see. A little consolidation in Bitcoin's price action, a little bit of a wick, okay, on today's daily candle. That's fine. I have no problem with that. We already have enough of a bullish momentum, but I want to keep this key area of resistance now turn support. Definitely see that into play. So, all right, guys, been on almost an hour. Very happy to come with you guys here on a snowy East Coast morning. But we got some hot Bitcoin price action here, and we're definitely loving to see that. Remember, guys, follow me on Twitter. Give me a shout out on Twitter. Remember, guys, follow me on YouTube. I try and do a video once a day. It's a little tougher when Bitcoin really doesn't do much, but we definitely have some exciting events happening this week, and very excited to kind of continue to share my thoughts and ideas with you. Remember, no one is a crystal ball, okay? It's okay to be wrong sometimes, okay to be right sometimes. Just keep things into perspective. This is a market that never ends. As we know, Bitcoin and crypto is 24/7, 365, but our lives are not. We have to sleep, we have to socialize, we have to work, so we can't always be watching the charts and watching what's going on. This is where I like to come in and kind of update y'all on what I'm looking for and what I'm looking at. We have lots of potential good bullish momentum that can continue our market moving forward, and we definitely have our key areas in play.